Whoa! It's the illusion, or it's the minifigure illusion, reporting from somewhere on spaceship, brickship, Earth, depending on which channel I upload this to. So I'm not doing a live stream tonight, and I'm just sitting here working on the new Imperial Star Destroyer, and figured I would just come and click some bricks and make a little viddy, a little vlog, as we say. Trippy, man. I don't know about you guys out there, whatever, but like the other day, like all of a sudden, like all this 9/11 footage just showed up on my YouTube algorithm. And it's not something I was looking for. It's not something I was thinking about. It just showed up, dude. And it was weird. It showed up, but it was like this new footage from like that was just released like 2 years ago. And it was this trippy footage of this dude. And I went and read his little thing, and it was like the only video he posted. He's like, after 20 some years, I'm releasing this footage, and it's me with my mom and my dad going back to my old office across the street from Ground Zero, from the World Trade Center, and where he watched it all go down. And I don't know, whatever, me being me, I was curious. So I watched this dude's video, man, and it was pretty gnarly, dude. He was talking about like from where he was, like watching people fall off the building, and how he was a witness, and how he was watching their souls leave their bodies before they hit the ground. And he was sitting there telling his mom and his dad this, and it was like right after it happened, man, like maybe 6 weeks, a couple months later. I don't even know I don't even think I could find the video anymore, because that was like 2 days ago. And I was just tripping out on this dude's, what he was talking about him being a witness, and like this bond he had with this dude in this like yellow blazer that he watched from the bottom, like that they made some sort of like dimensional eye contact right before he splatted on the bottom. And I was like, whoa, dude. And all of a sudden it just made me like bunny hole into the whole thing, man. I haven't really I don't know. I don't know, dude. It was like just such a weird time. And you know, it's 20 plus years later, dude, almost 25 years later, getting 23 years later, something like that. And I don't know, I just went into the bunny hole on this thing, right? And it was just all this weird footage, and it was all this stuff I'd never really checked out. So 9/11 happened, right? And then it really wasn't like internet time yet. And then I didn't really get back online till 2010. I get sober beginning of 2010. So it's like late 2010 where I get my first computer and I get back online. And by then it's, a decade later. So I didn't have any real curiosity, dude. like I was in the Poconos. I was in the vicinity. Yeah, I've told my stories about like, you know, I was knew a lot of people, dude, who were affected by it directly. And so I didn't have a big, it wasn't something I went into the YouTube world or any of it to watch old 9/11 footage. So I never really like seen a lot of it, man. Like even when those like movies came out, like what, Loose Change and all that stuff, I don't think I was really that interested, in the sense like I already knew it was a hustle way back when. Like I was a truther before all that happened, dude. So like it wasn't something I needed to go like do a bunch of research and uncover things and all that. Like I was already pretty aware of the hustle, you know? So here we are, man. All of a sudden this thing came up and I was like, what's this? And I was just tripped on this dude and what he was talking about, and just the deal with like souls and how the souls were, he was watching the bodies fall off the building and the souls would leave like right before they hit, and the whole thing. And then I just got it all into the weird, morbid nature of it all. And so I was sitting there, and then like, I don't know, that was like 2 days ago, I went in the 9/11 bunny hole for like maybe the first time since it all like really be like, since back in the day, like, because I remember being all about, I mean, I guess I got into like the post after the fact, like truther of it all, in that sense, is what I would say. So I didn't really need to like explore a certain aspect of it, right? And so today I was like, sort of went in and was like, the last couple of days I've been sort of tripped out, like, whoa, dude, like, and I just got done watching that like thing with the battalion chief and the filmer who, like the French filmer guy. I'd never seen any of that stuff really, dude. Down in the lobby, and I was like, they got all this on like film. This is crazy, dude. Like, I don't know. I just got all like, whoa, for a minute. And so I was sitting there and I was just like, well, why did all this like pop up in my like algorithm? And I think the reason I'm making this video was I was like, so why did all this stuff pop up into my scene all of a sudden, dude? Because I didn't call for it. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm not. And I'm like, I guess I'm like, is it popping up in your guys' thing too? Like all this stuff? Because, and the reason I'm asking is, it's just weird, man. It does make me feel a certain way about an aspect of like reality right now. I don't know. I just got to started thinking about like this life thing, man, and just maybe how like how we've gotten so jaded again, if that makes any sense. Where I'm like, because it's happening like right now on Spaceship Earth. Not the same thing, but pretty similar, and like a real gross kind of way, man. Like, you know, what's going on in Palestine and stuff. And so, you know, my weird, like, mind is like, well, okay, like, you know, the outside world's a reflection of my inner self and all that kind of stuff, right? So I was like, I guess I'm asking myself, like, how much am I calling this in? And if I'm calling this in, why am I calling this in? And then I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I don't know. I started to think about how desensitized we all are, right? Because if the thing that is going on in Gaza were going on in 2000, let's say, like an open, in-your-face genocide, if that was going on in 2000, we would be freaking, right? Freaking, like, what the heck? No, dude, that can't go on. But here we are, a totally, like, it's weird because I also think that, like, you know, you have people that are 20 right now, right? 22, 23, who were born after that whole event, right? And so it doesn't have any, like, they're post desensitized. Cause I remember, I guess that was the thing, is like, I hadn't really, I can talk about it, like, in the sense, like, I remember being like where was I? I was close by when it was going on, dude. I was like 80 miles from Manhattan that day. And I remember watching it live on TV. I mean, I remember seeing, like, the people falling out of the building, like, live on TV. Like I remember that, dude. And I just, you know, and you think about, like, that whole level of, you know, that ritual. And I'm not even getting into the whole, like, tinfoil about the thing. I'm talking about just the baseline human condition of, like, the desensitizing of humanity after that, right? Because I was tripping out looking at this friend of mine's, like, Instagram feed, right? And he's like super, like, I didn't even know, but he's like super lefty, gnarly guy, right? And I was like, whoa. And I was just like, he was hobnobbing with the grossest of the gross and all about it. And it was just so weird. And I was thinking about it, and I was just like, and then I'm at the same time, I'm sort of plugged in on this weird, I don't know, dude, like, voyeuristic thing about something that happened like almost a quarter century ago, but I was, like, fully conscious and present and in the area and knew people, and, like, I have a piece of the World Trade Center out in my front yard, dude. And so I'm thinking about this thing, and I'm just thinking about, like, this dude with this, like, full, like, weirdo lefty stuff, and I'm thinking about all the weirdo righty people and all their weird stuff, and I'm like, And like, we're totally desensitized to like, that was back in the time where nobody cared whether you were right or left or anything. Like, there was a time, I guess, there was a time in America where like we all got along, dude. I was watching, and that's what's sort of weird with the like watching the footage, right? Like it's pretty unified, if you know what I mean. It's there's no like division. It's people of all shades and colors all moving around that day. Because you're watching pre-footage and you're watching people down it and you're watching people hugging each other as they're witnessing what's going on. And it's definitely not a divided country, dude, at that time, in that sense. And I don't mean like everybody comes together after the fact. I mean like the day of. I'm watching it and it's kind of fascinating because like there's an America happening the day before and it's totally like everybody going about their business unified. I mean, there's no like real weirdos either going on. There's just like people going about their business in Manhattan. And I'm watching that and I'm sort of tripping out on it in the sense of like, what would those people who were standing there in Manhattan that morning think about like what's going on right now with the ridiculous orange man and the girl from California and the just co-signing the genocide in Gaza and just oblivious to the weird, like they're trying to blow up nuclear power plants over in Eastern Europe and just and at the same time there's this weird disconnect to what really it is, man. And I'm thinking about it and I'm like, how did they get us so far removed from ourselves that we've gotten that it's gotten this crazy, dude. I don't know, man. Like, and so I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, we're totally have been desensitized because we don't ask any questions about, like, we just accept it, dude. We as humanity didn't look at that moment and grow from it, dude. It's weird, man. Like you think about like so imagine being a kid, a child born in 23 years ago around in 2001 after the event or even right before the event, and you got raised in a certain consciousness about the inhumanity of humanity. Like, how did any adult at that time let any of the children get this far off the reservation? Like, how did the woke culture become a product of that trauma? And what I mean by woke culture, I mean right and left, dude. Like, I don't see any difference between the right wokeness and the left wokeness at this point, dude. And I'm going to stop the video now because I don't know if I can record a giant long video. So I'm going to do a part 2 to this. So tune into part 2. All right, let me make sure I got enough memory and all that kind of stuff, dude. I'm about to get into a thought here.